March 2025. The TSA just updated its banned items list for checked bags, and millions of travelers still don't know it's already in effect. We're not talking about guns or explosives here. This time, everyday things like your tech gadgets, toiletries, and even souvenirs could get you into serious trouble. If you're flying this year, packing any of these items could mean fines, delayed flights, or even missing your trip entirely. This isn't some minor tweak, people. This is a big one. The kind of update that catches seasoned travelers off guard. You think you know the rules? Think again. I've dug through the official documents, talked to people on the inside, and seen firsthand what's getting flagged at security checkpoints right now. The list is longer, the rules are stricter, and the consequences are more severe than ever before. But don't panic. I've got your back. Stick with me. I'll show you 10 common items TSA just banned from checked luggage in 2025, plus 3 hacks to keep your stuff safe. We're going to break it all down. No fluff, just the facts you need to fly smart. Ready? Let's dive in. Alright, first up. And this one's a real curveball, something you probably never even thought about when packing. We're talking about bringing a little piece of nature home with you, literally. Luggage containing firewood, soil, or even natural untreated seeds. Yeah, you heard me. Sounds almost ridiculous, right? Who's out there packing logs in their suitcase? But the TSA isn't messing around. They've gone full-on biosecurity mode, and that innocent-looking wooden souvenir or that packet of exotic flower seeds you picked up could suddenly make you public enemy number 1 at the airport. It's not about your intentions, it's about potential ecological threats. So, what's the big deal? Why this sudden, intense focus on what seems like harmless natural stuff? It all comes down to pest control and biosecurity laws. Think about it, a tiny, almost invisible insect egg, a microscopic fungal spore, hiding deep within that piece of untreated wood or nestled amongst those beautiful, unique seeds. It lands in a new country, a new environment with no natural predators to keep it in check. And boom, you've potentially unleashed an ecological disaster. We're talking about decimated crops, new invasive species wiping out local flora, and agricultural industries taking massive hits. The TSA is essentially trying to prevent the next major blight from hitching a ride in your Rimowa. Memories are weightless and 100% TSA compliant. Okay, next on the chopping block, your luggage locks. You know, those little things you snap on to keep your stuff safe from opportunistic thieves. Well, guess what? The wrong lock can now cause you more trouble than it prevents. The TSA has always had the authority to open and inspect any bag, and if they can't open your lock, they have no problem breaking it. But in 2025, things got even tighter. They've expanded their list of banned lock brands by a whopping 15 new models. This isn't just about convenience anymore, it's about compliance. The logic is simple. TSA needs access. If there's something suspicious on the scanner, or if your bag is randomly selected for inspection, and trust me, it happens more often than you think, they need to get inside, quickly and efficiently. If your lock isn't one of their Travel Sentry approved or Safe Skies types, they won't hesitate. Alright, let's talk powders. This one's a bit of a minefield, especially for fitness enthusiasts, new parents, or anyone who travels with powdered supplements. For years, the rule of thumb was liquids, gels, and aerosols, but powders have increasingly come under scrutiny. Now, in 2025, the rules are even more specific and potentially disruptive. Specifically, all white powders or powders that look whitish, over 12 ounces, that's about 350 milliliters, roughly the size of a can of soda, are automatically flagged for additional intensive screening if they're in your checked bags. Why the sudden suspicion around your protein shake mix or your baby's formula? Well, from a security perspective, large quantities of undifferentiated powder can look a lot like, well, things that go boom or other illicit substances. Chapter 4. This next one might hit close to home for anyone who likes to travel with their favorite scents or beauty products. We're talking about things like nail polish removers, certain perfumes, and even some essential oils. The common denominator? High alcohol content. And in 2025, the TSA is cracking down hard on flammable liquids and checked luggage, especially those with over 70% alcohol content. This isn't just a suggestion, it's a strict ban. And it's all because of a very real and very scary incident. The catalyst for this tightened rule was a cargo fire incident back in 2024. Details are a bit hazy, but the official reports point to improperly packed flammable liquids igniting in the cargo hold. leading to over $1 million in damage and a terrifying emergency situation for the flight crew. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt in that specific instance, but it was a massive wake-up call. The FAA and TSA realized that the previous regulations weren't enough to prevent potentially catastrophic events. Chapter 5. The classic vacation souvenir. You're in Paris, you see a charming little snow globe with the Eiffel Tower inside, glitter swirling around. Perfect, right? A little piece of your trip to take home. Well, in 2025, that innocent snow globe might just become a TSA headache you didn't bargain for. The rules around liquids in checked luggage have always been a bit fuzzy beyond the carry-on limits, but now they're tightening the screws on any liquid item, especially those charming sealed souvenirs, if they don't meet very specific criteria. The main issue here is the 311 rule for carry-ons, which is 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters, doesn't neatly translate to checked bags when it comes to unidentifiable liquids. While larger toiletries are generally fine if they're clearly shampoo or lotion, a sealed, decorative item filled with liquid is a different beast. If that snow globe or that fancy olive oil bottle from Italy, or that little glass vial of colorful sand suspended in liquid, is over 3.4 ounces, and doesn't have a clear factory-applied seal and an obvious verifiable label stating its contents, it's now prime for confiscation from your checked bag. Why the crackdown on these seemingly harmless items? Again, it's about security and the inability of screeners to quickly verify the contents of every sealed, unlabeled liquid container. Chapter 6. Let's talk tech, specifically portable power. Power banks, portable chargers. Those lifesavers that keep our phones, tablets, and cameras juiced up when we're on the go. For years, the main rule was about watt hours. Generally, anything under 100 watt hours was okay in your carry-on, and absolutely forbidden in checked luggage due to fire risk. Well, that fire risk is still the primary concern, but now there's a new wrinkle for 2025, clear labeling. Even if your power bank is well under the 100 watt-hour limit, if it doesn't have clear, legible, factory-printed wattage or milliampere-hour markings, it's getting banned. This is a subtle but critical change. Previously, if your power bank looked like a standard size, it might have skated through even if the markings were worn off or non-existent. Not anymore. TSA agents are now being specifically trained to look for these labels. Chapter 7. Aerosol alert. Dry shampoo and bug spray under pressure. Aerosol cans. We all use them. Hairspray, deodorant, dry shampoo, bug spray, maybe even a can of spray paint for a project. They're convenient, sure, but they're also essentially pressurized containers, and the TSA has always been a bit wary of them. In 2025, those restrictions have gotten even tighter, and it's causing some confusion and frustration for travelers, especially those heading to buggy destinations or relying on their favorite styling products. The rules are now more specific about flammability and quantity. Here's the new deal. Only aerosol cans that are explicitly labeled are allowed, and even then, there are size restrictions. Each can must be 18 ounces, approximately 500 milliliters or less. Chapter 8. Wrapped gifts. Surprise. TSA is opening them. This one is a real heartbreaker for anyone who loves the art of gift giving, especially if you're traveling for a special occasion like a birthday, wedding, or holiday. You've spent time, maybe even money, getting that gift perfectly wrapped, beautiful paper, intricate bows, the whole 9 yards. Well, prepare for that effort to be potentially undone. In 2025, the TSA has adopted a strict policy. They will now unwrap gifts in checked luggage if they need to inspect the contents. No exceptions. Zero. The reasoning, from their perspective, is straightforward. They need to see what's inside the box or bag. Chapter 9. E-cigarettes and vapes, all forms now carry on only. Alright, vapors and e-cigarette users, listen up because this one is critical and non-negotiable. The rules around e-cigarettes, vape pens, and all associated paraphernalia have been tightening for years, and 2025 sees the strictest enforcement yet. The TSA now mandates that forms of e-cigarettes and vaping devices, whether it's the vape pen itself, the batteries, the chargers, or even empty cartridges and tanks, be in your carry-on luggage. Absolutely none of these items are permitted in checked bags. Period. The why behind this rule is all about fire safety, specifically the lithium-ion batteries that power these devices. These batteries, if damaged, defective, or short-circuited, can overheat and spontaneously ignite, a phenomenon known as thermal runaway. This isn't just a theoretical risk. There have been numerous documented incidents of vape batteries causing fires. Chapter 10. Smart Luggage. If the battery doesn't come out, it doesn't go in. Finally, let's talk about smart luggage. Those sleek modern suitcases with built-in USB chargers, GPS trackers, and sometimes even electronic locks. They look cool, they offer convenience, but they've also become a major headache for the TSA and airlines, specifically because of their integrated lithium-ion batteries. And in 2025, the rule is crystal clear. If your smart suitcase has a lithium-ion battery, that bag is banned from checked luggage. Full stop. This isn't a new concern, but the enforcement has become incredibly strict. Back in 2024 alone, the TSA logged over 800 incidents of lithium-ion battery fires or overheating events in cargo holds. Many of these were caught too late to prevent damage to other luggage or the aircraft itself. The problem with many first-generation smart bags was that their batteries were deeply integrated, making them impossible for passengers to remove without tools or technical know-how. So, there you have it, 10 common items that could get you into hot water with the TSA in 2025. It's a lot to keep track of, I know. The rules are always changing, and it feels like they're designed to make our lives more complicated. But ultimately, it's all about safety. And being prepared is your best defense against travel day meltdowns. Nobody wants their trip ruined before it even begins because of a packing mistake. To avoid headaches, here are 3 quick TSA-approved packing hacks for 2025. Print a TSA-approved packing checklist. I've linked a free printable in the description. Photograph everything in your luggage before you fly. Use Apple AirTags or tile trackers in your luggage.